Hello, everyone. I am Kyle Viveris from Your Daily Nerd, and I want to almost say welcome to the YDN. Well, this is not the YDN cast for this week. This is a react video that we decided to make. Nintendo put out a new Direct today, and originally the plan was to do a live reaction of that video. I had some technical issues that I couldn't figure out how to do. I got frustrated, and I was like, fuck it. We're watching the Direct, and then we'll just talk about it afterward.
That shit just didn't work out.
It just didn't work out. Sometimes shit doesn't work the way you want it to, and that's okay. That's how you roll with the punches that matters. So, Nintendo put out a new Direct today, and I think Amaze would be selling it short of like
it's
what
great.
all
It's great.
They talked about some good shit today.
Some good shit.
Good shit. So we're just gonna jump right into it. I recommend if you haven't already, go watch Nintendo's Direct
And then come back.
We'll wait for you.
You look good. You look good. You look thin.
Okay, you're back. So 30 minutes later, let's talk about this Nintendo Direct. We're gonna go in order from like the very beginning to the very end, because that's the only way a logical order goes, and then we'll just go from there. So the way that they started off this Direct is they started off with a very heavy 3DS showing.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they had said originally that they were going to be showing 3DS stuff to begin with, so the fact that they were I had a big 3DS showing was not that big of a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Only a few. It wasn't like huge.
So the first thing that they talked about was WarioWare Gold.
Yep.
According to this article that we're looking from Newsweek, there are 300 micro games to enjoy, making it the biggest title in the series, and it'll launch on August 3rd. It's been a long time since I played a WarioWare game.
I've never played it. It looked goofy, and I liked it.
It's super Japanese. It's super Japanese.
Well, that's good.
You know how short minigames are in Mario Party?
Well, yeah, I've played
it's
those.
Like that.
Well, like half the length of those.
It's like
so it's like one of those like
you have like 3 seconds.
They're like dumbest games thing. Like you get on the internet and you like.
Yeah, they have like 3 seconds to do something.
Yeah. And like it's just like the only thing I've ever like experienced of it is like trying to do in Smash Brothers, where like you do the level and if you don't do it right you get fucked, and I'm just like, okay.
Exactly.
So it's cool. It looked good.
Yeah,
it looked fun.
Looks fun.
It did look cool.
So
that was not my favorite.
No, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Next up was Dylan's Dead Heatbreakers. This is a sequel to another game. Forget what the title of that one is. It is a sequel, I know that for sure. Action tower defense game for your Mii character will be involved. Your friends' Mii characters can join you as as gunners. Maybe eventually I'll be able to speak like a normal person. There's going to be a demo available on May 10th, with the full game coming out on May 24th.
It looked so strange because, like, Jackie even says, she's like, is this like Beyblades? And it kind of had that feel between, like, it looked like a mixture between Beyblades, like Mario Kart / Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
And then, like, that one Star Fox game that came out, God, it came out like on the GameCube. No, not the game. Maybe the Wii, where like you could do the tank and you could like get out and like shoot with like little pistols and guns and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what that was called at all. Star Fox Adventure.
Star Fox Assault.
Assault. That's what it was. Assault. It reminded you of that. How like you could like walk around. It's oh my god, Jackie, it's so good. Anyway, but no, it looked interesting. I've never heard of the series before or anything, so from just the look of it, it looks really cute.
It seems neat.
It does seem neat.
Neat.
Next up, we have Mario and Luigi's Bowser Inside Story being... Seems like it's like a remake. Inside Story was already a thing, right?
Well, yeah, Inside Story, Bowser's Inside Story was originally for, I believe, the Game Boy Advance? No, not the Game Boy Advance. It's probably the old DS. It's probably the old DS, if I remember right.
It's a remake of that for the 3DS, and then it also includes Bowser Jr. Story.
Which is interesting.
It sounds disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's super. I remember when I would see
Inside
trailers
his
for. I heard it was
body.
really cool though,
It sounds cool,
because
but
like
it
they
also
like
sounds
because like
gross.
Bowser, and I heard that it's like a story of the story like Bowser and then like Mario and Luigi actually like work together against somebody else or something, which I think is interesting, at least from the original.
I think I actually heard that it gives Bowser a pretty good redeeming character arc.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it makes him like not terrible,
Not as shitty.
trying to just steal women and shit all the time.
Why does he steal Peach off the
You
line?
know, he's like that stalker that just never leaves her alone, right? Like, he's like jealous
That's
of Mario. And the thing what's so funny about Mario is that you would think Mario would learn to put like preventive measures,
No.
but no. I feel like he enjoys it. I feel like he secretly loves Bowser. Like, in my head canon, he secretly
love
loves Bowser.
triangle.
Yeah, it's a love triangle. And Mario secretly just loves Bowser and just wants to see him. That's why he puts
I
up
mean,
with Bowser's antics all
He's
the
been
time.
inside of his body now, I guess. But in a
I
literal
hate
way,
you.
rather
I
than
mean,
that.
in a literal way, not like anal. So yeah, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story looks good.
It's coming out in 2019. So next up, they talked about Detective Pikachu, which looks weird as fuck. It is.
It looks cool though.
If you haven't seen anything about it, it's a 3DS game that's like it's like in the style of like what Professor Layton or
Yeah.
Phoenix Wright.
I was gonna
or-
say something like that, like one of the main like puzzle staples of like the 3DS, which is the Professor Layton games, or I guess Phoenix Wright. Is Phoenix Wright technically a puzzle game?
I think so. Maybe technically.
I've only played like one.
Get my voice cut.
I do
Oh my
not
God.
know.
I don't know, it's really weird.
Anything higher than you.
It's really it's really weird. It's like
Ryan Reynolds.
yeah, Ryan Reynolds is doing the English dub of Detective Pikachu. Also, first of all, Pikachu talks.
First of all,
Pikachu
he
talks like a normal
talks.
human
Ryan
being.
Reynolds.
One thing I want to know is if Ryan Reynolds is the English dub, who does the Japanese dub? Because
Can we listen to
if it's not another gruff like Japanese man, I'm gonna feel robbed.
Right, it's like Ryan Reynolds doing like it sounds like he's doing an impression of Danny DeVito. Like
We gotta find out why Bulbasaur. That's not Danny DeVito at all.
as it's close.
And Bulbasaur got, I don't even know. You know, Bulbasaur stole some Flora's seeds.
Or something.
Some Flora. I remember the
Pikachu use quick attack. Did I do it?
That's
which
me.
is so
That's
interesting.
honestly me.
Okay, in like the canon of the Pokemon world, I legit want to know though, like, do they know how to do these attacks? Like, how do they learn, right?
Right.
Like, I
Right.
want to know, like, how does Squirtle realize, wow, I can shoot water out of my fucking mouth? I'm just saying, if you know the anatomy of Pokemon,
Put it in the
let
comment section.
put it in the
below.
comment box. Let a bitch
Let me know how Pokemon
Diagram.
learn.
Can Pokemon biology be like a class?
I wish.
Please, that would be so fun.
That would be
That would be so fun. Could you imagine if there's a whole game a whole class, like a whole like not like fake class, but like a class that's on like mythological creature, like biology.
cool.
But instead of like doing like actual mythology creatures, you do like Final Fantasy creatures, and you do like
That'd be cool.
Pokemon or Digimon, like do all the old staples of like creatures and shit. That'd be cool.
neat.
Yeah.
Kaijus and shit.
But I mean, like, Detective Pikachu comes out in a couple weeks, and they got that Detective
March
Pikachu
23rd.
amiibo.
Which is huge. It's really like 5.
big it
Is it 5 feet or 5 inches?
5 inches. 5 feet would be, like, ridiculous.
I want a life
as tall
size.
as
I
me.
want a life size Detective Pikachu.
Yes, let me
If
get a
it was
Pikachu.
5 feet tall, I would only be 3 inches taller than it.
Now I need that in my life. I need a actual Pikachu amiibo.
Who
that's
needs
the
a
size of
body?
Jackie.
Who needs a body pillow when you have a Detective Pikachu in your bed?
God damn.
I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds.
Can it please? When you squeeze it, can it do Ryan Reynolds'
It's like-
voice?
Is that right?
Oh my god! Wait, you hug it. It goes. Oh, is this right? That's the only thing it says. That's the
I
only
hate
thing
it.
it says.
I hate it. Next up,
Oh my god, you get...
Next up, they talked about they're making a port of the original Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS.
Yes.
That sounds cool.
Yes.
I've never played
So,
Luigi's Mansion,
it's
and
so
I have
good.
a 3DS.
I wish that they were just bringing both of these games, both Luigi's Mansion and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, to the Switch.
Yeah, and like one package or something.
That'd be real cool.
I might do it later.
You know what's
Probably.
crazy? Can you imagine that the fact that the 3DS can play GameCube games?
Yeah.
Like, that's so crazy in my head to where, like, I don't know, that's just like when I find out, I'm like, oh, I can play, like, Final Fantasy, like, 7 on my phone, right? And I'm just like, remember when Final Fantasy 7 had to have, like, 3 discs? Like, that's super cool. And I'm super into it. And plus, Luigi's Mansion Dark Side of the Moon is really, really good. So, like, you know, I'm excited.
Seems neat. I mean,
there's also a boss rush mode, which is like funny. I wonder if they're gonna let you. I wouldn't imagine them doing this, but I wonder if they'd let you do that from like the beginning of the game. So like if you played it before, you're like, I want to have a nostalgia trip and try to kill all these people.
That's probably
It's
like
probably unlockable.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I just love Jackie's reaction to like the baby.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that?
You're like, what? That's like the first actual boss in the game too. Is like you fight that baby and it's low key creepy.
So weird. I need to play that game though.
It's actually like kind of scary. Like for me as a kid, it was scary. Probably not now as much, but I'd probably still get jump scares because like your boy a little skittish.
I mean, I got hit with a jump scare in Dark Moon when in the second one. There was like 1 or 2 though.
So it's like,
Just because it's a kid game does not mean it isn't scary.
Yeah, true.
Or it doesn't have scary moments.
fair point. Fair point. Okay.
But that pretty much wrapped up the 3DS section, which makes sense to me because
that's like 7 minutes of the 34-minute
right.
direct.
I mean, they're trying to sunset the 3DS. I think very, very, very subtly, but they're trying to.
Yeah.
And I mean, those are still quite a few games that are coming out for it. But I mean, next they moved into the Switch section, and the first thing they talked about were some
Kirby.
Yeah, they talked about Kirby Star Allies, specifically some characters that are available to like party up with in the game, including King DDD, Meta Knight, and Bandana Waddle Dee.
That's such a funny name.
What a silly name.
Bandana Waddle Dee.
And then there's going to be more characters that are going to come to it through free updates, is what they were saying from previous games.
There's like a trio of Rick, Kine, and Koo, which was like a rat, a bird, and then something else.
Yeah.
And then Gooey.
There's Gooey, which is literally just
like
a goo thing with a little sticky tongue that was like, whoop, he could like throw people. And then you have Marks, which is like the little jester character.
Yeah, he looks like Kirby with big eyes.
Yeah, I feel like they've been like enemies you could swallow, but I'm also not 100% sure. So.
Have y'all played a lot of Kirby games in the past?
I played one.
I've played some of the 3DS ones, and I really liked them, but like, I don't know, I wish Kirby would get like a console treatment, kind of like they did with Epic Yarn, because I loved Kirby's Epic Yarn, but it's totally not, in the context of the other Kirby games, it's really not a Kirby game, because like, the main mechanic, you know, is like you eat people and gain their powers, and that's not what happens.
Right.
So, I feel like...
So I guess this was technically be the first of the
actual
actual mainline
Kirby games.
I mean, like the only Kirby game that I can say that I've ever really played has been like Kirby's Air Ride, like on the GameCube.
Oh, but it's that's so good though.
Which is awesome. It's a fun time, but it's like very much not a Kirby.
Not a Kirby game. It's like Sonic Riders. And
Pretty
stuff.
much.
I played one Kirby game, and it was on my 3DS, but I don't remember what it was called. I like downloaded it from the App Store, and it was like free.
I was gonna teach you my favorite part of that whole trailer is when they're like, you can make a friend circle, and they just go and like roll through all of the enemies.
Rolled into like a heart.
They hold hands,
and they like just roll through. I'm just like, is this like your ultimate move?
Yes. So I mean that's it as far as like the Kirby Star Allies news.
I main Kirby
in
Smash.
No, man.
Just kidding. I main Pikachu.
Why are you
Who
trash?
are we kidding?
Why are you actual trash, Jackie?
He has a hat.
Jackie, we need a fight. We need to fight.
Let's do it.
We need to fight on Smash. I want to fight on Smash. Anyway.
The next thing that they talked about was they announced that the port of the Okami HD from the Xbox One and PS4
Yes.
is coming over to the Switch, and that'll be available this summer.
So Okami's great. It's like honestly the Skyrim of Sony.
It's really weird. It's like it's
neat.
one of those games where it's like
neat.
it never gets old because, first of all, like, regardless of how many times you've seen the aesthetic of the game, it never gets old because it's just done so well.
It's like watercolor.
I don't even know. It just looks great, and the whole game looks like that.
It's just weird because like they kind of like they've been citing things as like, oh, there's not enough interest in the IP to come up with a full sequel.
Like,
they keep on putting out like remasters of the original out there. I can't like. And
the thing is too, they've made a sort of sequel, but it's actually like a prequel kind of. But like it was for the 3DS where you play as like Amaterasu. At least I think either that or it's like a weird sequel where you don't play as Amaterasu, where you play as her kid. I don't know. You basically there's another one, and I like looked up reviews, and it I don't know, to me it didn't seem to capture the same essence as the original. But I love Okami. If you haven't played it, this is a perfect time to get it because it's gorgeous. It's great. It has a great story that honestly pulls like a Final Fantasy VI moment where you're like, is this the end of the game? And then they're like, surprise, and just and literally like
April Fool.
It's so, without going into too much, basically they like set it up where you're facing up against like the evilest of evils, right? Within like the first like 4 hours of the game, and the game's like a 60-hour game. Like it's a JRPG without really being like a JRPG, but it's a JRPG, and like they literally set it up, and then they're like, surprise! Here's all this other evil that's going on that's even bigger, and you're just like, it's super cool. Super cool, super good. The music's fantastic. It looks great. It's in HD, which I'm sure looks great. I haven't played the HD of any of them, but yeah, good times.
It's on Switch.
Yeah,
it's on Switch.
Next up was something that was super exciting for me because I didn't think we were going to get any information about this during this direct. Information about Octopath Traveler. That's the official name for it now. They took the word project off of it. They're like, get that out of here. That's Octopath Traveler. Talked about 2 more of the new characters that you're going to be able to play as in the game. They talked about some of the new systems where you'll be able to add multiple classes to the existing classes.
Which is interesting because like it reminds me of
because y'all hadn't heard about this game.
No, I haven't. It reminds me in the way that the battle system, at least in that way, it reminds me of oh god, what's it called? The 3DS JRPG that came out a while ago that had like a funky name. It had like a Brave system where like
Bravely Default.
Bravely Default. Where that's one of those games. It's a game where the characters themselves don't actually have classes. Like you choose them and you get more stuff as you play with them.
Interesting.
Which is cool because like each character kind of has one. Like you have Tressa, like the merchant, which I don't know how that works in battle. Do you like throw items at people? Is it kind of like
it's like a
support character?
I'm not sure. So the way that it's kind of set up with this, how this game works. If you haven't played the demo, go download it. It's available for free on the Switch.
I need to go do that.
It's really, really cool. I played it a little bit. I'm going to play a little bit more of it, especially now that there's more information. I can get myself excited about it. So basically the way that the game works is like the reason why it's called Octopath Traveler is because there are 8 different playable main characters who all have their own unique stories going on in the game.
Oh, so it's not like a party, it's like you play as one singular character?
There's a party system, but it's like unique characters that are available to each individual character.
Oh.
So you'll go and you'll recruit like new characters.
So like it's not like you play as like one story out of the 8 that's part of a singular party.
Exactly.
You play as like one person in an outside party that somehow all interlinks with the other 7.
I don't think they interlock with each other at all.
Are they just separate?
They're separate, like 8 separate stories.
That's cool.
Maybe they'll have something that links back up to each other or references each other later on. So Tressa the Merchant is one of the new characters that they announced. She has her own individual story than Alphen the Apothecary. So it's a very, very interesting and unique and ambitious.
Yeah,
project.
That reminds me of the old Sonic XD game with Chaos, where you could play as you can play as Sonic, Big, the Cat, like Amy, Tails, Knuckles, like play as all of their individual stories, where each of them have different levels, different mechanics in the levels, and different upgrades. Wow. At the end, it still interlocks in a way, and then you like beat all of them, and you get like the final chapter. And I wonder if this is how that's going to be, because I feel like it'd be kind of annoying from my perspective to go play as one character, get a bunch of shit, do a bunch of shit, then plays another character, and all of that's wiped.
Right.
I feel like there's going to be some carryover of some type.
Right.
Which I think, but again, I'm interested to see how that works, because if they're all separate characters who don't at least become a part of another character's party in some way, then I'm interested to see how, like, that works out.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. I think it's really interesting because, like, we haven't really seen, I don't know, I feel like we really haven't seen another big, like, JRPG new IP like this.
This one will be cool, especially because it's being made by Square Enix.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's not like you don't have to really worry about it being like some person who doesn't know what they're doing with a JRPG. At least.
Yeah. Versus like if it was some random other publisher.
I imagine that what will happen with this is that the stories will more or less be separate from each other, but they'll probably be like tie-ins, like references to like, oh, this event happened over in this town, which is a reference to so-and-so's story. I imagine that that'll be the case for that, but I mean, it seems super, super neat. That art style is beautiful.
Oh, no, yeah,
my god.
That, like, 2.5.
Right, like the environment itself is 3D, but like, the characters are like
flat,
pixel art. Like it's
it looks really
the water
great.
Looked really good.
That water with the bridge, it looks. I'm really excited because I just want to see more JRPG IPs that are new. Because especially since we've had Persona last year, like I haven't seen another really big one, maybe besides Xenoblade Chronicles or Xenoblade 2.
Right.
Which even then, like,
I mean, there was Nier.
Oh yeah, I guess I was gonna say like, but those are three that I feel like have had their place.
Yeah.
Right. Like we haven't had like a new one. Like Nier technically redefines itself because no one really played the first one.
Yeah.
And then Xenoblade.
And Nier is also different because Nier is kind of like an offshoot of a specific ending of off of Drakengard. Yeah.
And then you have like Nier first one, and then the second one of Nier is so different from the first. And then you have like Xenoblade Chronicle or Xenoblade 2, which is like. I don't even know. It's so different to me than the first one because I actually played some of it because my roommate has it, or the first one at least, and I played some of it. It's just so different to me in style and tone, but then there's some tie-in later. But I don't know. I just want to see new JRPG IPs that are like new and fresh, and this looks, while we don't know anything about the story, the mechanic itself looks cool. Also, I like how you can like equip certain jobs with like the main character's job at specific points. Because
yeah, and like each character has their own class and allows them to do different things outside of just battle. So like, outside of battle, like other characters are able to like I know. So one of the characters that's already been able to you can play as in the demo for the game is a dancer character, and she can go and she can like seduce other characters to get more information from them or get them to follow her or like something like exactly.
That's wholeheartedly what I want to go seduce all the men in the game. Is it a woman character? Yeah. I get to seduce all the men character. That's all I want.
Fair enough.
Are they? Oh, I was gonna say too. Are these like? Do you know if they're gonna be like? Since it's made by Square Enix, and Square Enix has kind of like coined a bunch of traditional job titles, do you think they're going to keep with that? Like, we already have Merchant and Apothecary, which are very different.
Right, and then the two that are available in the demo that you can play as are Warrior and Dancer. Like, so...
I was going to say, do you think, like, describe, like, what the Dancer does? I'm curious.
I actually haven't played through the Dancer's story at all. I made it, I think, about halfway through the playable part of the Warriors storyline, because I thought it seemed like his was the better like beginner style because I hadn't played the game yet.
Right.
I made it about halfway through there, and then I was just like, I think it was late one night, and then I needed to go to sleep. So I just I need to play a little bit more. I'll probably play a little bit more in time so that I can talk about it on the podcast.
Right.
And we'll go from there. Especially now, I'm just so excited. Like July 13th is
so
an actual release date for the game, which
when it didn't even have a name.
There were some people that were predicting that they might take the name Project Octopath Traveler off of it and be like, "Fuck it, Final Fantasy 16. This is it." Like that would have been real neat if they had done it though. But I don't know if it would have like served it justice.
I don't think so. I mean, not like I don't know. I feel like slapping a fun. It's so out of okay. I feel like throughout all of the Final Fantasy, especially between like if you go from 10 and up, right? I feel like all of them kind of have a similar. Like, you can tell there's it's a Final Fantasy game, right?
Right.
I don't know. For me, that just doesn't seem to have that, like, not that it's bad, but it's just it doesn't have the Final Fantasy Final Fantasy. It's not the Final Fantasy touch.
Right.
It seems very, I don't know. To me, it seems very indie, but with a AAA budget, and I'm so here for it.
It's weird. I love it.
Oh no, I'm super excited. So yeah, Octopath Traveler.
Coming up next, they started talking about Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, which is this. It's not like a No More Heroes sequel. It's like a No More Heroes spin-off kind of thing. They announced this a while ago. This is just giving more information. Basically, Travis gets sucked into a game system, and he has to play through all these different gaming styles.
I don't know. It reminds me of like the old there's like this old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that was like 4 players that you could play like on the GameCube, or 64 or something, where you could like go and it was like a beat 'em up. It reminds me of that mixed with like 9S's kind of stuff from Nier, because like there's different like game mechanics per level he goes through, because it's so different from the first No More Heroes or any of the No More Heroes really, where like it's very not gory, but it's kind of gory and very kind of crude,
right?
And you kill people and shit. And this is just like beat 'em up, yeah. And I'm like here for it though. It looks really fun.
It does look fun.
Yeah. That's all there really is to say about that. You can play co-op by giving one of your Joy-Cons to somebody else, and you can play co-op mode. So that's neat.
Cool.
Coming up next, we got some stuff about Dark Souls Remastered.
Heck yeah.
The first thing that they talked about was a network test that will come, that people are going to be able to basically get a taste of the game before it comes out. So you're going to be able to find, if you've never played a Dark Souls game and you want to get it on Switch, this will be your opportunity to try it out and be like, okay, do I actually want to play Dark Souls?
Do I want to die a lot, or do I want to not cry?
Do I want to hate myself? Probably.
The amiibo.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So the other big thing is you can. They announced that you're going to be able to buy a Solera Vestora amiibo. That when you place it on there, it just makes your character praise the sun. That's all it does. Praise. It doesn't give you any items. It doesn't take any items away. It just makes your guy praise the sun. It just. I want this amiibo even if I don't get the game.
I just want the meme. I just want it to be a meme of like everyone being like, I'm going to salute the sun every boss to death.
Yes.
Is it bad that the first thing I thought of when I saw him was Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Monty
Python. Yeah, that's really what he looks like.
Oh
he
my
does
god.
look like it. That's probably on purpose.
But yeah. So yeah, this is a good time if you've only ever really owned a Nintendo system. You can play Dark Souls now.
Yeah.
Fun times.
The next big part of the Direct, they ended up talking about Mario Tennis Aces. Which they kind of said before the Direct started that this was going to be like one of the primary focuses of this Direct, was talking about Aces.
There's like three new things.
They announced a whole bunch of new characters, different kinds of shots, and how you play.
It's a lot.
The zone shot.
My favorite character you can play as is Rosalina and Chain Chomp.
A fucking Chain Chomp.
Like a Chain Chomp. But yeah, they introduced different systems where like you can now have like there's like you get like an energy bar.
Aim.
Yeah, you get like an energy bar, and you can like it builds up as you naturally hit it, and then if you're like dangerous and you want to build it up faster, you can do a trick shot where you may fuck up and lose the energy, or if you hit it, boom, you get so much. And with that, you can either do like what's it called, a zone shot,
zone speed.
Yeah. And then there's
zone speed,
special shot.
Yes. Zone speed is like if you're getting a shot hit on you and you don't think you're going to be able to make it, you can activate zone speed, which lets you like slow down time and you move faster to like go and hit the ball.
Zone shot is aiming.
Yeah, you can like aim it with the gamepad and shoot it, which is cool. And then special shot is what they've always had, which is like every character has a special thing.
It's like a super move.
Yeah. I think
Peaches is cute.
I know, it's so cute. Yeah, she just spun. I'm interested to see how people respond to, because they talked about this, how where is it? Oh well. About like destroying the racket and having
the durability of the rackets plays a part in it.
Yeah, because I'm interested to see how like that's something like that has never been implemented.
The special shot will destroy your opponent's racket in one hit.
Yeah, but it can be blocked.
You get like 3.
It's like 3 health.
Really hit. Oh, if your racket takes 3 hits, your racket breaks. You automatically lose.
Which is weird because I was like, do you lose like because you know in tennis there's like different like rounds of like a match.
You would lose the whole thing.
It sounds like you would like lose
anymore.
automatically, like the whole thing.
To me, that seems a little like annoying. Honestly, like how quickly does your like racket regain health? Like, can it regain health? I don't think it regains. Or does it regain between each like?
It may regain it between rounds.
I was thinking maybe you know how they have like it's like 15 and then 30 or whatever. I was gonna say maybe in between the different scores.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, they also said that I think you could have more than one racket.
Right, I hope so because like otherwise I feel like that could be really annoying.
They like alluded to that.
I hope so, because I feel like that could be... You have, like, a whole equipment stash of different rackets. Like could you imagine, though, if you had, like, an arm setup where, like, you choose, like, the 3 rackets you want to bring with you, and each of them do different things, but they each also have different durabilities and stuff? Mm-hmm. That would be kind of cool. Yeah. I'd be interested to see that. So, yeah.
But then you can also do simple rules.
Simple rule mode, which is, like, the base, like, old... Break. Yeah, it's, like, old... It's, like, old...
That's good.
You know, Mario Tennis, where, like, none of the new stuff is there. It's just, like... You know, I want to play the original experience.
I don't need all that fancy stuff.
I don't need the fancy shit. Okay, I just want to play good old... I just want to play good old...
Just want to play tennis.
I really just want to play Wii Sports Tennis, but Mario version.
Exactly.
The Mario
I just want to be able to... I love seeing Bowser's trick shot where
he like goes in the shell,
spins over and knocks it,
like whacks it.
It makes that noise too, right?
Yeah, I love how in the original Wii Sports, and I hope you can do this here, where like in the original Wii Sports you could like shake the Wii remote so quickly, and your Mii would just be like.
You can do that with a baseball bat too. That's
it's so funny. And it just looks so stupid. Or like my favorite thing to do was in the bowling, where like instead of actually bowling it, I would just go and like throw it. I would throw it.
I would always throw mine backwards.
Me too.
And all the crowd would be like,
"Whoa!" It's great. So yeah, Mario Tennis Aces.
Yeah, they're gonna have online tournaments too that reward you with like different clothing options and even characters is what they said.
Which I was like, are these?
That's hella neat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think these are gonna be like paid characters that you get for free, or these are like secret characters?
I think that these will be characters that you'll be, if you participate or you're watching and somehow you're participating somehow in it, you'll get these characters. But if you missed it for whatever reason, you'll probably be able to go buy them for DLC.
Or maybe unlock them as like a competition thing.
Because they always have the characters that you can unlock too.
Right.
The game comes out June 22nd, and they also said that they're going to have a pre-launch tournament that is going to allow people to play the game before it actually comes out. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be neat.
I've never played a Mario Tennis game. I played Wii Tennis.
Tennis.
Mario Tennis has never really been super my thing, but I mean, like, if I can try out the game before it comes out, I'll give it a shot. Like,
Shit, I'll try it.
Shit, yeah.
Next they talked
about.
Really excited about this. I was really excited about this.
One.
The next thing they talked about was a port of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker from the Wii U. They're going to be coming out with a version for the Switch and the 3DS.
Yep.
Which is awesome because that was one of the games that I made me want a Wii U, but I never actually pulled the trigger on. It was one of those games that I'm like, this seems like a cool game. I'm into this.
And then they added Odyssey levels.
Yeah, they added cool. They added levels based off of New Donk City from Super Mario Odyssey. Mm-hmm.
And
that's also coming out on July 13th. Well,
July 13th.
What else was coming out on July 13th?
There was something else.
That was something else that we saw.
Was it the Octopath?
July.
It was
Octopath Traveler.
So you get Octopath and Captain Toad.
Hell yeah.
Lots of games.
And then
the next thing they talked about, I was real excited about this too because I've been thinking they've been needing this for a while.
They just saw the thing.
They
I was
just
like,
have
I don't
Undertale.
get this.
Because I love Undertale. I am a big Earthbound fan, and playing Undertale really just reminds me of that weird sense of humor, like Japanese sense of humor, but like in an American context, like cultural context. And it's just such a fun game. It can also be really scary depending on how you play it. And all the characters are super endearing, and I'm so excited that people are going to be able to experience it like on the go and stuff. And the game deserves all the praise it can get because it's super good.
Definitely.
So yeah,
I need to play it.
Also, there's no release date, and they just had a little trailer, so I'm interested to see if they add anything. Right?
Who knows if they will? What if
That's a very
they'll
basic
probably
trailer,
add like
too.
amiibo support? What if they get like Undertale
Oh my
amiibos?
god,
That'd be neat.
I can get a Sans amiibo.
Dude, I would totally get a Papyrus amiibo.
Oh my god. I would. Oh, I want Goat Mom.
Yeah.
Toria, I want Goat Mom. I love Goat Mom. She's my favorite.
Fucking Megaton.
Yeah. Oh my god. No, I never mind. Scratch that. I want Megaton. Megaton is extra, and I love it. Megaton EX is my favorite.
So the next thing that they announced, what blew my fucking mind.
These next three are very weird too.
Bandicoot.
I don't know what. Okay, so they announced that the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is coming to the Switch, and that blew my mind. Like, so at first I was like, okay, Crash Bandicoot. Wait,
Crash
Bandicoot?
Bandicoot, yeah.
As in like Crash Bandicoot,
Right.
Crash freaking Bandicoot.
Because again, like I was telling them when we watched this, that like, you know, Crash was created as like a mascot competition in direct competition with people like Sonic, with Mario, with like main staple mascots like that. So Sony and them tried to create like Crash Bandicoot. They tried to create Jak and Daxter. They created Sly Cooper,
Spyro,
and Spyro too.
Like
and so it's so weird to see. I want to know like the behind the doors deal of what happened, how they get this on the Switch.
Who did Sony get?
Who did
Sony get in exchange for Crash Bandicoot?
So,
was it Bayonetta? Is Bayonetta 3 also coming to PS4?
Look, I'd be shook because that way I don't have to actually play on Adam's thing. I can just play on my PS4, and I'm so excited.
I feel like that would be an equivalent trade.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say Bayonetta is better than Crash Bandicoot
because it's not.
I have a special place in
sense
Bayonetta.
A conflict.
I have. We will discuss this at a later date.
Anyway, so the next thing they talked about was Little Nightmares Complete Edition coming to the Switch.
It's so scary.
That game looks terrifying.
It's so good.
Not terrifying. It looks unsettling.
It's creepy.
Apparently, you can tap the PacMan amiibo
Pac-Man
figure to get an exclusive outfit of the
Pac-Man.
Oh yeah, it like when they attached that to it, it made him look like Scrunch, like fucking Lilo's little like doll from Lilo and Stitch.
It's cool. I'm excited because you get the DLC with it, and I mean, Little Nightmares is a great horror game. Fun times, good.
When does it come out? May
18th.
Yeah.
And then
they talked about South Park: The Fractured But Whole coming to Switch.
Again, I really want to know how they got all these because these are so different from.
Well, I mean, it seems like all third-party games are having a good It seems like it's easy to program games for Switch. Otherwise, they wouldn't be having all these games like Doom and Skyrim and like all these other games that we've seen so far announced for Switch. Like, it seems like it's a lot easier to program for the Switch than Wii U was. And it's an insanely popular new console.
Plus the fact that it's I'm telling you, they did it right when they made it a portable, like, good console.
Exactly.
The fact that you can take South Park with you and play it in class, or you can go to the library or whatever and play it there, like, that you would think normally, for me, who's been such a console gamer and I'm very much used to being stationary, doesn't really resonate with me. But once I actually started doing it, I was like, I can take this and take a shit.
Yeah.
While I'm like playing, this is great.
I can go anywhere.
I can grind on Xenoblades while I'm also grinding a poop out. Like, this is the best time. This is the best time. Why do you laugh? This is so true.
I mean, it is. It really is.
But no, I'm super excited that it's getting so much support because, like, I want it to do well, and that gives us more money to make games like Metroid Prime 4 and Bayonetta 3.
Yeah.
So, Dorkum Humans.
So, I mean, that's really all there is to say about South Park.
They get DLC with it?
No, the DLC looks like it's going to be sold for purchase
or
on
for
a
purchase
season
or
pass.
season pass.
There's just like it's going to be like just like the Xbox One and PS4 version.
And it's April 24th along with the first 2 DLCs.
That's what the first,
Yeah, the third DLC will be available this year. And then we have another one that I'm not surprised by at all.
Yeah, they talked about this one a couple months ago. Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. Basically, they did a little like check-in with this and basically was like, all right, here's the release date, May 18th.
I mean, I feel like too, I think with the way they do it is that you're going to get like all the DLC characters and stuff like installed because there's a lot of them. And it's really cool because like, it kind of, I'm not going to say it sucks, but like, there's such a performance difference between the 3DS and the Wii U version, but even then the Wii U version kind of struggled at points. And so I'd like to see, like, you know, Hyrule Warriors kind of, like, get the facelift that Bayonetta 1 and 2 are going to get on the Switch, where, you know, they're going to run a lot better, and I'm excited. Because it's a fun game. So, yeah. And then the big one, the big kahuna.
So, the other big section besides Mario Aces that they talked about was Splatoon 2 version 3.0. Coming in late April. It's basically the newest update. 100 new pieces of gear, 3 new stages,
a new rank, whichever that
rank
means.
X, which is above rank S+, and a new expansion called the Octo expansion.
It's like a story thing, which looked really cool, actually. It's like a story thing.
Single player thing. You'll play as Agent 8, who looks like an Octoling, because she is an Octoling, apparently.
There are
8 test facilities to explore and new stories to shed light on characters. Finish the expansion and you'll be able to become an Octoling in online matches instead of just squidlings.
Which is kind of cool.
It's neat.
I don't know what that technically means, but sure.
I want to play Splatoon 2, but I just feel like the online community has just died on that thing.
I mean, I feel like people still play it, especially with this version coming out too. I think this is going to have like a resurgence. So
That's
I feel
probably
like
why they're doing the story thing.
Yeah,
probably.
Too. Plus, I mean, just from what they showed, there's a lot of really cool level designs in that. Where there's one where you're just like skating around in a circle, I guess,
Absolutely.
or like on tracks and you're like shooting. That looks awesome to me.
It does look kind of cool.
You know,
I guess it comes out this summer and it's going to be $20.
Which is, I mean, especially for something like that, I feel like is not a bad price.
And they made a point of saying that this is their first piece of paid DLC for the game. So that kind of sounds like they're going to be continuing to support it going forward, and there'll be more stuff to go along with it. So maybe there'll be a resurgence there, and there'll be a reason for me to pick it up and just kind of see what's going on from there.
Cool.
And then the last and biggest and the most amazing announcement.
So good.
Boy.
So good.
A confirmation that a Super Smash Brothers for the Switch
is
coming. And as a confirmation with that trailer, the Inklings from Splatoon are going to be playable characters.
Are like officially like announced.
And it's coming this year.
Which is crazy. Because when was Smash 4 released? I want to say like
3 years ago.
3. And like, I don't know. To me, it just feels like it's still so new, right?
I mean, it is. In terms of Smash Brothers games,
Melee didn't like Melee. The space between Melee and Brawl, I remember was a lot longer. I feel like.
Oh yeah, and the space between Brawl and
4
Wii U was
a lot, or not 4 Wii U, I guess 4. Whatever,
4. Might as well call it 4.
Whatever 4.
All of the above.
All of the above.
So it's really speculative at this point as to whether or not this Smash Brothers is going to be a full-fledged version, like a full brand new one, or if it's going to be a port of the Wii U/3DS one.
Yeah.
Either way, it's going to be cool because it's Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
true.
And there's some rumors that I looked on like Reddit that I was telling them earlier is that some Reddit users found that like first of all, it's Inklings, which I feel like if they were going to just release another DLC character, they wouldn't have waited 3 years, and they also I feel like they would have supported it as well for the Wii U version, right? And then, my bad.
Oh no, you're fine. So I mean, what I like to kind of like to interject with that is like I think that it's going to be a full-fledged new Smash Brothers game.
Right.
And I think it's because of that. It's like if they were doing a port of the Wii U/3DS version, they would have done something probably like what they did similar with the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where they were just like, "Hey, look, it's the same game that you didn't get to play on the Wii U because the Wii U sucked." And we are adding a few new characters to it and some new tracks, and
it looks
and
gorgeous.
they're gonna add some new modes to it.
That game looks gorgeous.
Exactly, but instead,
this is like a teaser.
This was a teaser. This was a full cinematic trailer.
And the thing is, what people notice too is the big giveaway here is besides someone being like, oh, it's not copyrighted or whatever by the same people who made the last one, so obviously it wouldn't be the same people. But like the big giveaway here is, first of all, they have all those characters in darkness, and we've seen all of them.
Right.
So I feel like if they were doing a port, they'd be like, here they come, they're joining.
That was like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, and it was Breath of the Wild, like Link.
Yeah,
like,
it's very obvious that it is Breath of the Wild.
He had the
Link.
weird little like sideburn hair things that he had. Whatever, they're weird. They're like weird sideburn hair.
They're sideburns.
Whatever. They're not like beard. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway,
whatever.
Tell us what hairstyle Breath of the Wild Link actually has. But no, but he has like it's like that was the dead giveaway is that this is not Link from 4 because Link from 4 is in his traditional garb.
He's in like the style of like Twilight Princess.
Yeah, like his traditional green outfit garb, and this is like
very much like Breath of the Wild style.
Yeah, blue hair, collared, blue tunic and stuff like very so. You know that's led to a lot of people speculating that's a new Smash, which if it is, I'm hella down for in every way.
Smash Brothers.
I'm here to smash all day, every day.
Let me smash.
Let me Q Bird being like,
let me smash. Please.
Yes. Who do you guys think they're gonna have as characters? Because
usual.
Because they can't obviously they'll have like the usual. They're gonna have your Mario, your Link, because obviously we saw those in the trailer.
There's gonna be a Mewtwo at some point.
Bowser's gonna be in there. I was
gonna say who do we want to be in it? Let's answer that.
God, like there's going to be characters that were in Smash 4 that are not going to be able to be in this unless like they get renewed. Like
Cloud.
Cloud is not going to be in this. Ryu's not going to be in this.
Bayonetta could be. I was gonna say.
I think Bayonetta has a strong.
They'll probably have Bayonetta 3 Bayonetta because every game they change her appearance.
Oh yeah,
and so I know they're probably gonna have Bayonetta 3, and they'll be like, oh, you can play as her Bayonetta 2 and Bayonetta 1 incarnate.
I think she's.
Yeah, you can change the
she's very strong.
And at this point, with with Bayonetta 3 being a Switch exclusive, like
that's a strong possibility.
That's a strong possibility that at this point Bayonetta is a Nintendo IP,
which I'm totally down for.
So I think Bayonetta is a shoo-in. How many Fire Emblem characters do you think we're gonna have?
Too many. We're probably gonna have. Can we have Detective Pikachu?
There's gonna be at least a Detective.
Oh my God, Pikachu Libre
from all three because it's skins.
Those have got like Detective Pikachu and Pikachu Libre have got to be like alternate skins.
They have to. They'll probably have like some Sun and Moon Pokemons.
Yeah, probably.
I would think so because they always.
I don't know if we'll have them as full-fledged characters.
I would think so. Well, I would think so just because now they were kind of fledged out a little bit in some of Pokken because there's a couple of them in Pokken, and then I feel like too is that like to kind of show off because when you had Smash 4 you had like Greninja.
I forgot about Greninja.
You had Greninja. You had I feel like there was another Pokemon.
Charizard.
Oh, see, but Charizard I don't think would be another staple because. I don't know.
It was weird. In Brawl, they had Pokemon Trainer where you could switch between Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard, and then Charizard became his own individual playable character in Smash 4.
But I would like to see maybe like one of the starters maybe become like a main one. Rowlet or Rowlet's ultimate evolution. Decidueye. I want Decidueye.
So cool.
Decidueye is really popular, so that is a possibility. I think.
Love Decidueye.
He's cool in Pokemon Tournament.
Yeah, he's really
like
cool.
real cool.
I would love to see some of the champions from Breath of the Wild as playable characters.
Ooh.
Like what's the name of
Shadow Mewtwo?
Shadow Mewtwo.
What's the name of the Goron champion from?
I know who you're talking about though.
I would love
him. You can have the Zora lady.
Yeah, Mipha. It was
Mithra, or Mipha, something like that.
Yeah, Mipha.
Mithra is like a Xeno. Oh, you can have Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah,
Xenoblade 2. Whatever.
Chronicles 2. Yeah.
You can have Pyra and Rex. Maybe them.
I think you gotta have some Octopath Traveler assist trophies in there, or assist trophies.
Assist trophies, yeah.
So I don't think they'll be playable characters. I think they'll be assist trophies.
I'm interested to see because they always kind of surprise me with who they are. Either
we could have Crash Bandicoot in there for all we know. Like, can you imagine
Undertale characters?
Undertale, yeah.
Because they have Mr. Game & Watch, and if they make them in the same design where it's like a 2D on a 3D plane and just make them really silly, that would be really cool.
Can I have a request, though?
Go for it.
No South Park character?
Yeah.
I don't think that would be appropriate.
I don't think South Park will fit in. I don't think they'll get too out of control with third-party characters, because I think they want to keep it mainly Nintendo characters. I think Little Mac will come back. I think because that was a cool addition.
That was a cool. I sucked at him, but he was really cool.
He's the boxer guy. Okay.
Can we have Wii Fit Trainer again? Because I love Wii Fit.
Wii Fit Trainer was a cool one.
I love Wii Fit Trainer.
Is it the guy or the girl?
Both.
Do you think?
I didn't know. I didn't play that one.
It's so good.
Do you think Mega Man and PacMan will come back?
I don't know.
I guess it all. I guess for Pac-Man, anyways, depending on if Bandai Namco is helping with this,
like
this
lets
one or
them
not.
do it. Yeah,
because I mean that was kind of what like them do.
That was the whole point.
Pac-Man in the last one.
Yeah.
God, who else would?
I don't know.
Want?
I feel like they've included so many different characters. Actually, okay.
I want to keep Samus,
could
though.
maybe.
Oh yeah, Samus is a show-in.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say maybe depending on when they release Metroid Prime 4 and relationship, because they haven't given a release date for it.
They haven't given any details about it besides the fact that it's in development.
So I was gonna say it may come out this year. Yeah, I was gonna say it could come out this year, and they can maybe have a new character from the Metroid Prime series come, which I thought would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot there, especially
as a Metroid.
I was gonna say too, I would love to see them include the Metroid Prime 3 hunters like Rondus, Gore, and Gandrea.
Yeah, those would be cool.
Which would be, or at least as assist trophies,
right?
Because they have Dark Samus or plays Dark Samus. Dark Samus.
I think they have to include Fox and Falco. I don't think they include Starwolf though.
Nah.
Man, I just think people are so soured on Star Fox. I don't think that they want as much as they used to. They gotta include Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
They gotta have Jigglypuff. They gotta have the staples. Like,
do you think Diddy Kong's gonna make another reappearance?
I think so.
Do you think they're gonna have?
Because they had Diddy Kong. They had Diddy Kong in Brawl and 4. So
yeah.
I think he's kind of a staple at this point.
I was gonna say I saw an interesting argument on the Reddit that I think is really interesting. Would you rather, and stay with me here, would you rather have a large roster with some characters being very unequally balanced versus some others, but you have a large array of them, or maybe a smaller roster, whether that's old or new characters that are more balanced than the previous rosters?
Larger roster.
Same.
I say yes.
You want both.
I like having a huge roster just because, like, I don't play at a competitive level when it comes to Smash Brothers. I haven't played Smash in a long time. For me, it's just seriously one of those things. Like, I like to play Smash Brothers and have fun. That's my style of gameplay with that game. And if I have a huge roster of possible characters for me to play as,
that's more fun.
That's more fun to me. The balance necessarily doesn't matter because most of the time when I'm playing, everybody seems to be on the same level playing field.
Plus, also, I feel like too is that like there's a lot of like weird like min-maxing that goes on and that type of thing where you're like, oh, I have to do this move specifically all the time because it's the only good move he has and blah 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 blah. Which I think is kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's not in the spirit of Smash Brothers.
If you're not button mashing, are you really playing Smash Brothers?
She's got a point.
Good point. Let us know. Is button mashing the true way to play Super Smash Brothers?
Are they going to bring Solid Snake back?
Yes. I want Solid Snake and Duck Hunt to come back. Or I want Duck Hunt to come again.
Duck Hunt was a cool character.
I love playing as because he's such a troll character. Also, he's kind of like low-key racially insensitive because he summons a Mexican. Like, it's like identified, his move is like legitimately summon a Mexican.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's a little racially insensitive, but I'm kind of here for it, which is totally problematic, but it's fine.
Right.
I just think it's hilarious. I don't know. I'm trying to think. They could. I don't know. I know they always have like some form of like Toon Link or like a
Toon Link will be in there.
I like Toon Link.
I know. Do you think they would have like a Link Between Worlds Link?
Maybe.
Or maybe they had like or maybe they could have like Zelda from A Link Between Worlds or something like. Or what's the other version of Zelda?
I like the Phantom Hourglass Zelda. She's a little pirate.
There's like in the dark world of Link Between Worlds, there's like the dark version of Zelda. I don't remember her name.
I know who you're talking about.
Whatever, her, that one bitch, one cartoon bitch.
I haven't played Smash Brothers in a very long time. I think
you should get on.
I was in like high school.
Jackie.
The last time I played it was when Twilight Princess was still like.
Girl, that's been forever.
Ganondorf's got to make a comeback.
Oh, Ganondorf is going to be. Do you think they're going to have him as like Hyrule Ganondorf? Can we have Hyrule Warriors Ganondorf's look? Have you seen it? It's like the long-haired, really thick, real big. I'm here for like low-key thick Ganon.
I think his final smash has to be him turning into Calamity Ganon though.
Please, that would be cool.
Devouring everybody on the stage.
There's going to be a Breath of the Wild level.
Oh, there's gotta be.
And it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. Or maybe they could have Calamity Ganon as like maybe like you know how some of them are interactive stages that can like hurt you and stuff. Maybe there's
yeah, like he's in the background.
Maybe he's in the background and he like flies and hurts you and shit. That would be cool.
You have to deal with all the...
Or maybe what if Ganon's final smash is like he summons the 4 other like
the
calamities.
That'd be a lot.
Blight,
yeah, different blights, and they all like do like a mega laser kind of thing. That would be cool. You know, Breath of the Wild is gonna. Breath of the Wild.
Link's has got to be he summons the Divine Beast.
Either he summons the Divine Beast, or he has. Yeah, he either summons the Divine Beast, or he does like all 4 of the champions' moves back to back in some way.
I think it'd be really cool with because Link's so obviously like Link's gonna be based off of the Breath of the Wild version of him.
His little bangs.
So
like...
I bet you that changes his whole play style.
Do you think he uses the Master Sword? Or does he just use, like, random weapons he picks up, and after a while of fighting, it breaks on him while he's fighting it, and it's a completely different way of playing as Link?
That would be cool.
That.
No, see, they did that with Robin, though, in Smash 4, where, like, you know, if you use... Because he's from Fire Emblem, the idea is that, like, if you keep using certain... His abilities, like, if you keep using the sword attacks, like, the little basic sword attacks, his sword will steadily, like, disappear. And will sometimes go to a weaker sword. Or, like, if you keep using his certain types of spells, they'll disappear where you have to wait for them to reappear. So, you know, I think they've implemented something like that, and I think they could do something like that. I'd also would like to see if you could, like, I bet you his, like, dodge thing is where he's going to, like, time lock somebody. Like, I bet you, you know, because they always have, like, a dodge kind of ability, and that seems so perfect for that. Or maybe freeze them.
A new assist trophy. It brings out a Guardian Stalker, and they crawl around the stage, like, lock onto somebody, and you have to, like, dodge.
I would freak out. I'd be, like, freaked. I'd be like, nah.
Or that could be a really cool, like,
I'd be
like a cool stage interaction, too.
Yeah, that would be cool.
What is the doodle one?
The doodle one? Yeah. Are you talking about Mr. Game & Watch, or are you talking about the stage?
The stage.
Oh, are you talking about PictoChat?
That was cool.
Was it the PictoChat one?
The one where you have, like, there's one with PictoChat, and then there's one where it's, like, they draw, like, the stage is, like, platforms, and that one, I don't know what it's called, though, but, you know, I'm excited for it, regardless.
I think they have to include ARMS characters.
I didn't even think about ARMS characters.
Yeah, the one where they have, like the...
Oh, that wasn't in here.
I didn't even think about...
Oh, yeah, they
ARMS has a thing.
They have a tournament coming for ARMS.
ARMS has a thing. Cool.
Are you still playing ARMS?
Let us know.
You're the only one.
I think it'd be interesting
because they have a tournament.
The thing is though, like they have like the thing is though, like the ARMS characters I think are primed to be in Smash because definitely they're colorful, they're very identifiable, and all of them have like a unique gimmick. There's one that like lets her like float around in the air for a limited amount of time. That's just kind of cool.
How do they let their arms do that?
I don't look. There's some of them are weird. Some of them are just very strange. So yeah,
you get one guest spot for Smash. Who is it?
Oh my god!
One guest spot.
One guest spot. Somebody who is not a Nintendo character for Smash. Who is it?
Oh shit. I really. Oh god. I'm trying to think.
It's easy for me. I picked Geralt from The Witcher. Like,
yeah.
He would never be in it. But then again, we also said that about Cloud. So I'm hoping. I want Geralt. Bring Geralt to Smash Brothers.
Oh my god. I would love.
That's my campaign. I'm running on it.
I'm trying to think. I would love if. God, I really don't. That is, I don't know. For me, that's hard because I'm like running. I'm like trying to run through my head. Actually, I have it. The kid from Psychonauts.
Oh, Rasputin.
Rasputin. I think that'd be cool.
That'd be hella neat. Yeah, that's another one that like if they can get him on there, awesome. I'll play as Rasputin. I don't give a shit. But like, it's one of those ones like I don't know if they'll be able to.
I don't think they're able to because like they are currently making another Psychonauts game, and so I feel like that IP's in use. But like it'd be cool to see them kind of like do it.
Yeah,
Jackie. Do you want the Nintendogs to make another appearance?
The weenie dog.
Oh my god! What if you could play as like a herd of Nintendogs in the way that like they do? Oh wait, do you think Olimar's gonna be there?
Look, wait, you're the.
I think so.
Like Pinkman characters.
You're the lady that does the little tournaments, and then her special move is just summoning weenie dog puppies.
Every attack you do, a dog appears. You summon German shepherds and send them after people.
He jumps through the ring and then like
It's like one of those gimmick characters,
It's like oh my god, it's like Pokemon Trainer, but instead of Pokemon, it's dogs.
No man, it's gonna be like a gimmicky character like Wii Fitness Trainer.
Yes, I need this in my life. Make Nintendogs a playable character, please.
The lady.
I will make the lady.
Purina lady.
Oh my god. So yeah, that's it. That's the Nintendo Direct for March 8th. That was awesome.
I feel like this was like a mini like podcast episode, and I was kind of here for it.
It was.
I mean, look, this is your taste because I may not be here. So,
it's your little snack.
This is your little snack to hold you off from your Logan loveliness.
But yeah, so that's
extra.
So that's it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, every other YouTube buzzword there is. Let us know what you thought about this Direct, what you're anticipating. Who do you think is going to be in Smash Brothers? Like, join me in my campaign to get Geralt in Smash. It's now my lifelong dream. We're going to do this.
Purina later from Nintendo.
Until next time, I'm Kyle Viveris from Your Daily Nerd. We'll see you next time.
Bye!